Hey, what's going on, kindergarten, first grade? This is for us today. Here is some simple candy that we'll be using before large group. First little bit, early arriver stuff, just talking about stories, favorite story. We've been telling pretty much since since June and July, saying the story of Jesus changes everything. It's the most important story that the world has ever known. But after you kind of talk about some stories in early arriver, there's just some fun, silly stuff right here, trying to get kids to work for a prize. So they're doing push-ups, jumping jacks, all kinds of stuff there, saying funny things like tongue twisters. So that's some early arriver stuff. We'll have to really keep that going to fill the 15 minutes. Hopefully there's enough people in the class to go around and give everyone a turn. After large group, they'll come back, and we are talking about Paul telling the story of Jesus to King Agrippa, which we will definitely try to relate to the kids that it was a very big deal. But they're just going to be reviewing the story. They'll be cutting these out and putting it in order. Looks like I'll have to show at least the video that has those illustrations in it, so they'll kind of really connect the storyline together, and they'll be putting them in order and then coloring. So there's some cutting there for kindergarten, so plan accordingly if you think there's going to be any issues there. Now, these are paper plates. They just happen to be real cute animal paper plates. Thanks, Tanya and Julie. Very cute. And this is a memory verse review. So if the memory verse is broken up, we have two different ones, of course, just in case. And we have multiple plates, multiple. But you are going to be playing musical chairs with these plates. So you'll throw these plates on the ground in one big circle. You'll put these out on each plate, and you can play some music from that little boom box, which there's a newer CD in there that I did a few months ago. So newer compared to like 5-year-old music. It's definitely newer than that, but it's not, like I said, it's from a few months ago. Playing music, stopping the music, of course, and the kids will just have to claim a plate. So like a hand on a plate. That's how they're going to claim it. Of course, you'll have to put out one less plate. So one of the kids will have to be out in that round. But every time you go through a round, you read off the memory verse and take it down to the last person that wins. So yeah, they will, but you can do fun stuff like, crawling around like an animal, not just walking around, or not just, you can definitely change it up, and there is some ideas there in the curriculum for that. Okay, guys, thanks for all that you do. Let me know if you have any questions. Here we go, second and third grade. This week we are talking about the story of Jesus is the biggest story ever told. Yeah. Is bigger than every other story. Well, I guess you could say it multiple ways. But Jesus' story and the story of salvation through Jesus is the biggest story ever. So we're going to be talking about big things. So early arriver stuff is all about comparing bigger things, animals, vegetables, stuff like that, just to get some fun conversation started. And then after, there isn't a little activity before large group where you just call out a letter. So I'll just kind of do an example, G, and maybe you're circled up with the kids. So I say G. G is the letter. Well, the first person that wants to basically answer first maybe says gnat. So I'm kind of cheating because a gnat is so small, of course, because every person after is going to have to name something bigger than the prior, but still starting with the letter G. So it's just a little game, just kind of talk through game, some creativity there. Then you'll be going to large group, learning about Paul telling King Agrippa the story of Jesus. And you'll see that I've laid out a couple of these buckets, and they're all labeled with 4 characters. Paul, King Agrippa, Queen Bernice, Festus. And you will split the kids into 2 teams. Now, 2 teams will have the appropriate color of paper. You could line the kids up on the wall over here. They're going to have a wadded up piece of paper. So they're going to take their piece of paper, they're going to wad it up, and then you're going to walk through quotes from the story. Quotes from the story. So someone's going to say, "You're out of your mind, Paul," and maybe it was King Agrippa that said it. We're going to, or the everybody's going to have a choice or a chance to throw their piece of paper into the bucket that they think is the person who said it. Now, they're either going to make it in the bucket, or they're going to make it in the hula hoop, or they're not going to make it at all. And there's points given appropriately or accordingly, basically. Of course, if they make it in the bucket, it's like a bullseye, or like cornhole, or like getting a ringer in horseshoes. So they'll get the most points there. They'll get smaller amount of points from making it in the hula hoop. And if they don't make it at all, they get minus points. So we'll have to keep track. Use your board if you could. Keep track of, because there will be a winner of all the points. You will reset after every throw or after every quote from the story. You reset. So you grab all the paper, you count it up according to the color. Oh, I know what it was. If they throw it in the wrong hula hoop, like they don't get the appropriate character right, if they don't throw it in one of those, or if they make it into a hula hoop of the wrong character altogether on that round, then they get minus points. So make it as hard as you think possible. You know, like if you want them to stand against the wall, depending on, who you have in your class, or how athletic or how easy it is, just kind of maybe put it in the middle of the room. Maybe the pink bucket that you're seeing right now is maybe too far. So just kind of make a decision, use your discernment on that. So that'll be the main thing after. And then they'll be doing the Build-A-Verse. They're going to be playing tag around the room. Whoever is it tags somebody, and they link arms. And they start to say the memory verse. I don't think they say it all at that point. I think they say one or two words or something. But then they go around linked arms, trying to tag other people. And hopefully at that point, they'll be able to tag everyone in the room as they're linking more and more as a one huge body of people trying to play tag and going over the memory verse. At the very end, we have some storybooks. Once again, going along with the theme of the biggest story ever told, the greatest story ever told, most important story ever told. You're going to ask them, hey, when you guys were little, did you read The Three Bears? What's it about? What's The Very Hungry Caterpillar about? Just to have some fun. And then you're going to focus more. You'll see there's a little bit of a commentary and more important discussion here, right there. Cool. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions. Sorry for going a little long here and all the demonstrations. Thank you. Hey, fourth and fifth. Okay, quick note. You definitely want to watch the video for second and third grade. You'll be doing 2 activities from second and third grade. So you'll be doing this bucket one, which is big shoes to fill. It was supposed to be shoes, but we used buckets. It was too hard to find a bunch of rain boots and stuff to throw paper in, so that was hard. And you'll also, which there's no supplies for it, but you will be playing a game of tag and also group tag, where you're grouped together, linked up. So that is described in second and third. But before that, or for real fourth and fifth, the things that you'll be doing only in here is using these index cards. And this, hopefully, it sounds pretty fun to me. Give each kid an index card, and they have to write the name of a story, movie, comic book, anything that is a story or has a plot. So they're going to write it down, and that's going to lock them in. So they're going to write down, I don't know, Avengers, Harry Potter, I don't know. They're going to write down something, right? Whatever their story is. And they're going to have 30 seconds to tell the plot of the story. Mode. Stop. Stop. Mode. Reset. Oh, good. Oh, that was it. This one? Reset. Boom. There it is. They'll have 30 seconds to tell the plot of the story. So they'll be timed. Hopefully it'll be like a mad scramble to tell the story. So that'll take some time. Maybe not everyone will want to do it, but I encourage a lot to do it. So hopefully they will. And then the other thing is they're just getting this bookmark that they can color if they like, but they definitely can take it home. As you see, it has fonts from Harry Potter, Star Wars, Infinity and Beyond. I don't know. Some of it looks like That's definitely Avengers with the A, of course. But remind them, we're talking about the story of Jesus is bigger than any other story that we know or that is ever told. So everything is kind of pointing to stories for this week. But make sure you check out second and third grade for 2 specific activities. Thank you guys. Thanks for all you do.